So welcome to today's job. We're here to sort that flow rate out. That's at full rate there. I took a test on the outside tap out here. On full rate we had 5.41 litres per minute. So they've had a loft extension done here, so we've got 2 bathrooms. So now we need to sort this out. So down here, got them to clear out all the shelving and everything that was down here. They've done an excellent job. We've got power down here. So down the end, I've done my measurements. I'm going to be siting a power tank down here. Little overflow pump, which is called a SAR 40 or something. It's a little 40 litre pump. And that's essentially, if it overflows, it's then going to be taken out. And then I'm going to sort of try and upgrade this water main. You can't really see it, but there's a 1/2 inch water main here. I'm going to try and upgrade that as best I can. And then later on in the job, I'm going to be changing the boiler. It's very old, it's about 15 years old, leaking Worcester. I'm going to put a storage combination boiler in a very tight situation. You'll see it. And we're going to put a Wiesmann storage combi up there to get the flow rate through. And then hopefully that should sort everything out. So let's get started. I'm going to clear all this space here, get this all out, get it all hoovered up, make it look nice. Start prepping as much as I can before the power tank shows up later today. Great service from Powertank. So ordered that Friday, and it's literally, I haven't even started to get my tools in yet. It's just shown up. So they've delivered that. So that's what we're fitting. This is a Slimline 200 litre, and that's a little overflow pump that goes with it. So, and that's going to be sited down there, down through there in that basement. And what I'll do is I'll bring a pipe out here somewhere, just a little one, so if it ever does overflow, they'll see it, they'll come out and go, oh, right, what's going on there? So that's the plan. I just thought I'd show you this. So on the cold water, it's because I've literally just flushed the toilet. That's the dribble it is. Look at that, right? And if I turn this kitchen tap on, that's on cold water. I mean, you can imagine. Is that? Look at that. So, you know, you can imagine if you was in the shower upstairs and someone comes and turns that on, that's just killed that off straight away. Absolutely appalling. I can't wait to sort this out. Ridiculous. So what I've done, put my hoover down. I've just hoovered this all out, and it's just like all the cobwebs, all that stuff was all over the floor. Give it a right good clean and got it down here. So as you can see, 200 litres, quite a nice size little unit. Nice and compact, fits in here nicely, unlike me. I'm like constantly like, stand up, I hit the floorboard, it's not very nice. I wanted to show you how this works. So it's a very, very simple installation down here. So we've got our incoming 1/2 inch lead main, which is dreadful. It's going to come off. I'm going to come off this bit of copper here. So I'm going to cut this here, put my Aquabion on, which is a water conditioner. Then I'm going to cut a bypass in to the outlet of the tank. So this 28mm outlet is going to go in. So that's going to have a, so if the tank's ever off, open the valve up and it just goes back on the mains as it was previously. Obviously get a tee off, and then that goes into here. So that feeds into this outlet here. And I'm going to pump this out at 28mm. So I'm going to run 28mm up here. I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to do 28mm as far as I can, right up over to here. So this runs around here. Got some weird little tap down here. I'm going to take that out. Runs back up there. Where does it go? Up there. Runs down. And then I'm going to, you can see a bit of plastic there has been run through by the builders previously. So I'm just going to cut this as far as I can, and then put a 28 to 15mm coupling on there and see how we get on. Now, I'm going to see how that improves things. If it doesn't improve it much, I'm going to try in, it's quite far away in there, but right down, oh, it's up here in the way. But somewhere over there is a washing machine. I might, if I'm very lucky, be able to run a bit of 22mm plastic through, but we'll see how we get on first, because even replacing up to there in 28mm is going to make a huge difference. So that's where we're at. So, and this little unit, which is nice, It's new to me. I haven't fitted one of these before. As you can see here, this is a Powertank. This is just a Cat5 filter thing that they give you. It's very good. So that goes on there. So it comes out there. That's going to go down. I'm going to keep this really simple. Because it doesn't have to look a million, you know, we're at the back of a cellar here. So I'm going to keep this really simple. I'm just going to bring a bit of 1.25" in there, line that up. So it just goes straight in there. And that is going to be, that's going to govern the position of this tank, right? So then I'll smarten it all up. And you see that goes in there, fills the bottom of the tank up. And then this will be overflowing, right? So it'll be like drip, 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 drip when this starts failing, this inlet valve. Drip, 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 drip into there. Drip, 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 drip. And then what will happen, after a little while, this float will go up slowly as it fills up. And then once it hits a certain level, that little bit there, that will activate this pump. It will pump this whole 40 litres out in one hit, come out there, and then this outlet will go, and I'm gonna stick it out over that, right out over the step. That's a step down. This is it, the front door is here, so that's a step there. That's going to go out over that step. They'll walk out on the front door and they'll go, oh, what's all this water on the floor? And they'll know there's a problem with this. So they'll give me a call and I'll come and change this inlet valve. But yeah, that's how it works. Nice and simple. Right, a little update on this. So getting it in here, it's not long before you start getting surrounded by all your tools. They start closing in on you. But how I started with this is I started on this overflow actually, because this is obviously that comes in at an angle that goes down. So I paired them two up, I joined them because I wanted that nice and easy. If you want to be putting loads of bends on stuff, so that's just a straight bend in there using my Alpine fittings. So I started there, and once that was worked out, I then worked out, put a laser level on this and run this 28mm, as you can see, right across to down there. But I want to work my way out, so that's just a T cutting ready for the bypass. So that's going to pick up onto this. So the next stage after that is this. Now I had this in the van, so I was thinking about doing it in plastic, but I was like, I've never fitted one of these before. Wasn't entirely sure whether it being pumped, whether it would work very well. So do you know what? I had this in the van, so I'm going to get this up and out. So the route I'm going to take here is going to come out up along this rail. As you can see, I've started fitting this rail because you can see trying to get a fixing on this is an absolute nightmare. So did quite well. I put a little bit of CT1 all around there and everywhere that I drilled, just to really get that a nice fixing on there. That's nice and level. And then on the bricks here, they're not too bad either. I'm going to put a little bit of CT1 along there as well, but they're nice and level, even though the brickwork's out, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is come along here, up here. I'm going to go along this rail and then up through these two, and then up out that vent, up the top there, and then the mains I'm going to send that way, up through here, up into the ceiling, and then I'm going to sort of divert it round to over here somewhere so that can come down and fill it. So that's how I'm planning, that's how I'm getting on. I've got Adam coming here soon, or hopefully soon, and he's going to be running a double socket over somewhere for me and a bit of metal conduit, make it look nice, wire these two plugs in, and we're away. It's good. So little update. It's a little Aquabarn I'm going to be fitting. Looks like now they've updated these. You can put that on a nut and olive, which is quite good. So looking at that, I might even just, if it works, just jump that on there like that. I didn't even have to mess about then. Because with Aquabarns, you need the width of an Aquabarn either side without a joint in it. So you just have to measure that, and that's when your join goes there. If you put a join straight after it, apparently it doesn't work very well. So sticking to the rules there, so doing that, and yeah, I'll let you know how I get on. Don't have to get to use this, so it's quite nice when I get to, but this is a great little tool if you're drilling through stills with a bit of metal like this. I'll just slowly just open up the hole to the required size. So I'm going to go in there like that, and slowly open it up, but it's quite loose, this thing, so I'm not going to apply too much pressure on it. So I've now got that outlet run out there, so it's going to be pumped out of there, runs up, and we'll just open that hole up, hold a little set, it sort of goes down a little bit, so it should just shoot out into the road of cold water, so nothing dangerous or anything like that. It's literally just a noticeable, just to let you know that, hey, something's going on with this overflow, it's overflowing, just to let my customer know, because they will hardly ever come down here, so it's just a nice way of them knowing. So there we go. So that'll do after today. Just getting these clips up ready for tomorrow. I'm gonna run this a little bit because I've got plastic to pick up. I'm just gonna do a little bit of poly through there because I just want to sort of bend it around, and I'll pick up here. So that'll be plastic through there, just because I just want to get a nice sweep and radius through there. And this is me done for today. So, my back's really happy with me as soon as I leave this job. As you can see, or as you probably can't see. So got that in, that's all the bypass ready to go. I've left that off for tomorrow, so it's a very quick changeover once I've got it connected that end. That's all done, little lever valve on there. And that's out the overflow. So good little day, made a dent in this. I'm gonna go and get some lag in and all the rest of it, and we'll crack on tomorrow. Let's go.